Hey guys, what is up? It's Mike from Cruise Bed Adventures here, and I'm back again with another cruise tip vlog. And today I'm coming at you with 7 tips to reduce the stress on embarkation day. And we'll talk about it right after this. You know, I think a lot of seasoned cruisers out there would probably agree with me that the embarkation day is the most stressful day of their cruise. And so I thought I would take this opportunity to put together 7 tips that I can think of to reduce that stress and give you a more enjoyable experience. So let's get right into it. Number 1, do your research. Well, what do I mean by that? I mean, what should I research? Well, what I would do is I would start by watching YouTube videos on the particular ship that I'm sailing on, the cruise port that I'm sailing out of. I would jump on Google Maps and familiarize myself with the layout of the city, the port, and then go on Facebook and see if there's any Facebook groups for that particular sailing, because a lot of times you can get some pretty good intel from people on that sailing, because maybe they've been on that ship before, maybe they've sailed out of that port before, and so that's a great resource to post your questions and get some immediate feedback and help prepare yourself. Number 2, do your online check-in as far in advance so you can get the earliest boarding time. So yes, you booked your cruise a year in advance or so, or however many months prior to your cruise. And so now comes the time when you can do your online check-in and get your boarding time. And so my recommendation there is to make sure you stay on top of that. Make sure you find out what day in particular that your particular sailing is going to open up for online check-in, and put that on your calendar, put a notification. Even if it's at midnight, middle of the night, and wake up and do that online check-in so you can get that 10 o'clock boarding time or that 10:30 boarding time. And what that does basically is helps you, get on the ship faster so you can enjoy the ship before it gets too crowded. Before there's lines building up, and see how everything is set up. Get your muster drill knocked out. And, again, that just helps to bring the stress level down. Whereas if you've got that later boarding time, say 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's going to be a ton of more people in line when you get there. It's going to be a little bit more hectic, more chaotic. And, that's what you don't really want. So make sure you do your online check-in and get that early boarding time. Number 3, arrive in port at least a day before your cruise. So, to me, one of the best ways to cut down on the stress is to make sure that I'm getting there a day early. So when I set up my flights, make sure I fly in the day before, maybe 2 days before, just depends. I always avoid trying to fly in the day of the cruise. Number 4, book a hotel close to the port. So you're flying in a day early, and now you know what hotel to book. Well, I typically try to find something relatively close to the terminal, so that way the morning of cruise day, I'm not like 45 minutes away, an hour away. And especially if you're sailing out of a port like, let's say, Los Angeles, if you're already 45 minutes to an hour away, well, then you have to factor in the traffic that's undoubtedly going to be there. Number 5, eat breakfast. This is one that, a lot of other people might not think of, but I kind of think of it because I know how stressful it is on cruise day sometimes when you're rushing around. Maybe you get stuck in traffic. Maybe there's a flight delay. You never know. You just, this day and age, you just never know what's going to trip you up. And so And so it can be a very long process from the time you leave your hotel to getting on the ship. And if you don't eat breakfast, that's a long time sometimes to go between meals. And it's just like those Snickers commercials, when you're hungry or even hangry. I mean, you might get a little cranky, and which might increase the stress and reduce the enjoyability of your cruise. So it's just a friendly little tip by me. Eat breakfast, even if it's a light breakfast. Get something in your stomach, so that way, you're not turning into some kind of monster, before your cruise even starts. So eat breakfast. Number 6, have your documents ready. Well, if you've cruised since the restart, or even before the restart, doesn't really matter, but particularly since the restart, the folks at the cruise terminal, they really appreciate it if you have your documents ready to go in hand. You're not digging through, bags, books, folders, what have you. Have it all ready to go, have it in hand, and it always seems to make the process of checking in just, go that much faster. And again, it gets you through the process, less stress. You already know you've got it. You're not frantically searching and wondering if you forgot it. So have your documents ready. And number 7, drop your bags with the porter. You might get some debate on this particular tip, but I don't know. I've found that for myself, I don't like walking around the cruise ship on embarkation day dragging my luggage around. It's just not a fun experience, and especially if you've got that early boarding time, you may be hauling those bags around for 3 or 4 hours waiting for the cabins to open up. So I recommend dropping your bags outside at the terminal with the porters. Give them a tip, $5, $10, $20, depending on the size of luggage, the amount of luggage. It's up to you, but I usually give them a tip, usually between $5 and $10, because I only have one bag, and that really helps me get into cruise mode already. I'm relaxing because I'm not having to drag that bag around. And then once I get on the ship, it's nice to not have that extra hassle. So, just check your bag with the porter and enjoy your cruise. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are my 7 tips, my 7 recommendations to help you reduce the stress on embarkation day. Let me know in the comments what you think about those. Do you have some tips that I didn't have in my list? Let me know in the comments. And with that, folks, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And as always, if you like this content, consider hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. It's 1,000% free. Helps the channel grow, helps push the message out to the masses. And I greatly appreciate anybody that watches, subscribes, likes, comments, shares. And with that, I want to say goodbye. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're doing. And I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.